What's going on, everybody? This is Tempo once again, uh, doing the fifth part of this. This is going to be a good one. It was a good question. Uh, and wow, I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off and make people. There'll probably be a lot of misunderstandings, but whatever. You guys can try to battle me if you want to. Who cares? I'm not worried about that part. But um, the question is it was another G style based question, so I had to redirect that away from what that was. Uh, the question was about groove, mixing groove and dancing and popping. Uh, let's put it like this. Now, this goes to the phrase that pays type of idea, okay? And for me, when it comes to popping, lately, what has been happening in the past 10 years is that they'll stick to a word and then everybody else sticks to that word, and that is what it is because the majority rules. Uh, the groove, the groove, the groove. I've been hearing this word thrown around a lot in the past 2, 3 years, and it bugs the hell out of me when people get caught up on that and they really miss the point. The only reason why they fight against it is because everybody else is doing it, and why can that be acceptable for them to explain whatever they're doing or whatever they want to do, because they don't have the explanation themselves. What is the groove and why is it important is the question you want to ask yourself when it comes to popping. The first thing you need to know is you got to understand how the dance works. If anybody out there who would dispute the factor that popping needs a groove or you have to find a groove, then you're not doing the right things in popping. You're not studying like you should be. You're not looking for the information like you should be, because you would already know that popping already has a groove, and popping already has set things in there that makes it a dancey style. It already was, and the groove is the robot, plain and simple. The robot as the dance. Okay, there you go right there. There's a couple other dances that come from, like say, let's go back as far as the Black Civil Rights era, and then you have dances over time at house parties and things like that. That come into yeah, they have a certain groove, but they've already been implemented into pop, and you just gotta find it. You gotta find the history of these dances and where they come in conjunction to that. Okay, popping is a dance. It has a groove. The groove is the robot. There's no way around it. Um, Best way to put it, if you get a chance to go out there on YouTube and whatnot, do a little bit of study and research because it's a good tool to have. Look up Michael Jackson's Dance Machine or the Jacksons. Him doing the robot, doing the performance of Dance Machine. That's a perfect example of what the groove is for popping as starters. It is not the only way of going about doing things, but it's definitely where a lot of the beginnings of it began. Okay, because popping is a robotic dance. It is anything else. It's not just hitting, doing a bunch of waves, doing a bunch of boogaloo rolls and that. It is a robotic dance. It does not work completely without the robot. There is no way around it because the robot teaches you how to control all your material. It teaches you the timing. It teaches you how your body works and how your body works in conjunction to the moves that have already been set out and the styles that have already been set out for you prior to you creating more stuff. So when you go into things like, okay, well, how do you go for mixing certain styles, and for the groove and all that stuff? Yeah, you can dance before you get down, a little jamming out and all that. That's just jamming. You can groove, but do you understand what dance is? That's the question. You got to understand what is dancing when it comes to soul and R&B. You know, um, a lot of these people is like when it comes to getting into popping, how many people out there who got into popping has ever danced with a girl before, or has ever danced with friends, just dancing outside of popping, like just getting down, not going in a studio. I'm talking about like going out to a house party and dancing with a like people don't have that anymore because it's not available. I think just the times have changed and those the 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 goodness of it has just been lost because of times change. Uh, you can't always have a house party. You go in the hood where all the dances at in a house party. Normally somebody gonna fight and start shooting up. That's how it in, a lot of it ended, and they had to go to jams and stuff like that, you know. So it's when it comes to grooving and all that stuff, the groove is in each style when it comes to that. Actually, I just saw not even that long ago, maybe like probably even a couple hours ago, I just saw Pete talking about this, and I was just like, oh wow, this is the same question that that guy asked me that I have to do the video on. So it's good that he already got to it before I did. But you got to learn each thing separately and learn where the history of it comes from. It's just important. I think people getting so wrapped up into the intricacies of it, what Joe Blow says, what Joe Blow does, that they miss the point that it's right there, staring in the face. You start at the robot, okay? If you go back with any footage from back there in the 80s and 70s, a lot of it was robot based. Even if it was dancey based, the one thing that stood out was the robot, and that is what popping is primarily based off of. That's what gives it the edge, okay? That's what makes it pop out. The hit, put on top of that with all the other movements of the different dances, with the waves and all that stuff, all the other different styles, all come together to one big thing we call popping. That's where the groove is, you know. You gotta learn how to dance first, you know. For the guys, if you don't know anything about dancing and then you get into popping, best thing I can advise you, go out to the nightclub, find you a nice lady, or go with your wife or your girlfriend, partner, whatever it is, go dancing with them. It's the best thing for you. It'll definitely raise up the level of your understanding of how just to be human and how just to be yourself, you know, and just dance and just enjoy yourself. That's where the groove is. The groove is, like they say, groove is in the heart. It's all here, man. It, you gotta just study on that robot. Stay on that. Can't fail you. Peace.